The FNAF series is full of different locations we explore or are forced to sit in, waiting for our inevitable demise. But which locations are the scariest that we haven't covered yet, or that I forgot I covered in the last part? That's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and this is the Top 10 Scary FNAF Locations, Part 3. Let's do it, you little maniacs, you. In a tent pizzaplex. The security breach pizzaplex is currently not that scary. The space is open and there isn't really any jump scares from what we've seen, at least if you don't get caught. But there are maintenance tunnels and stalking animatronics that will send a shiver down your spine. Looking at the animatronic alcoves, noticing Roxanne is missing and then turning to see her running at you full steam is going to be horrifying. Especially in smaller spaces like the kitchen and enclosed areas of the laser tag arena and Chica's playpen, as well as the maintenance tunnels and other locations. This is going to have me actually screaming. Should I play this on a channel when it comes out? I kinda don't want to. In at 9, back rooms. The FNAF VR DLC's Pirate Ride is one of the most chill minigames in the world, at least the first time. After that, the minigames get freaky once you start hitting the helpy cutouts in certain levels. These, when facing left, take you backstage behind the main ride into areas that can actually jump scare you. These have 100-point targets though, making them necessary in order to get the highest score possible, which ironically is actually 0. These areas include but are not limited to sections where you get trapped right next to Jacko, Chica, and Bonnie, having to close the door on them before they get to you, and a good minute of defending yourself against 2 animatronics as they walk on treadmills coming your way, hitting a target that will repel them backwards until the cart guides you to safety. These sections can be freaky as hell, and one wrong move and you're animatronic food. But it's good if you want to relax, just do your best not to hit Helpy. And if you do, hit him again so he faces right before you move to the next section. Hot tips. And at 8, repair vents. FNAF VR not only puts you through the weirdest Disney ride ever, but they also make you repair the vents at Fazbear locations, one of which has been shut down because of Mangle being stuck inside them, and the other because Ennard wanted to say hello. The Mangle vent repair starts off with Mangle in your face, but at least she's scared of light, making you complete simple puzzles while checking the vents around you, and then you're fine. But the Ennard vent repair kicks things up 5 notches, where you need to complete more complex puzzles within a certain time frame, otherwise you get spooked. This includes following wires to hit buttons in the correct order, and a series of gear puzzles meant to take forever, and rotating pipes to ultimately burn Ennard alive, until it jump scares you by nearly getting into your vent. The vent repairs are not for the faint of heart, since the animatronics are right in your face, and your only defense is looking at them. The Ennard repair also features Springtrap crawling at you slowly, and the nightmare mode for these is just even worse. Don't do it. And at 7, Funtime Auditorium. Funtime Auditorium is featured in Sister Location as well as FNAF VR. In Sister Location, you have to navigate through the room while using a flash to temporarily see where you're going while Funtime Foxy chases you. In FNAF VR, it's the same, only in VR. Sure, you can play it in flat mode, but it's not nearly as terrifying. Having Funtime Foxy after you is bad, yes, it's scary and you'll probably scream. However, in FNAF VR's nightmare version of this dark room, you have to deal with every animatronic. Bump into any of them, and you're screwed. Well, not really every animatronic, but a load of them scattered throughout the room. So not only do you need to avoid Funtime Foxy, but you need to navigate around the others as well. I hate the dark, it leaves me alone with my thoughts, but a dark room while something is chasing me and I only have a temporary light source before that room is dark again, no thank you. Especially if I bump into someone and they kill me. It's like walking in New York, only you can't see anything. That's how I imagine New York. And at 6, Ruined Freddy's. The FNAF VR DLC The Curse of Dreadbear adds 3 new sections of minigames. Danger Keep Out is the last one, and probably one of the most terrifying. You're back in the FNAF 1 security office, however this time the pizzeria is abandoned and boarded up. You don't have proper electricity and you can't close the doors, only camera flashes to keep you safe. Flash any of the animatronics and they vanish, giving you more time, until you need to reset the power. You get 5 flashes before having to reset, and while it resets, you're left in darkness. Not to mention Foxy works the same way as he did, and on the final night when Dreadbear comes for you, he doesn't get reset. Flashing merely stops him from advancing for a time. Forget about him and you're done, no matter how much flashing you can do. And I mean like flashing light, not flashing anything else. So please be clothed if you're playing this game, just because you're probably gonna piss yourself. Halfway through number 5, Pizza Party. The final minigame of Help Wanted is Pizza Party, where you have to navigate your way through the various rooms of the pizzerias to get to your party. The whole time you're avoiding animatronics that will sometimes jump scare you, sometimes not. But the real horror comes from when you get to your party. It wasn't thrown by your friends, it wasn't thrown by your family, it was thrown by Glitch Trap. Yeah. After seeing the ruined bodies of Chica and Bonnie, Glitch Trap appears from behind a curtain. Your final moment is spent walking through that curtain as the screen goes black, Next thing you know, you're on stage with a microphone in your hand. You've been stuffed, put in the Freddy suit by none other than William Afton himself. But how? He wasn't meant to be in the game. He was some code that got scanned in by accident, right? Well, it's too late now. That's one of the scariest moments of any of the games. You experiencing what every other child has once William has shown them where their other pizzas are kept? Jesus, even now it gives me chills. Especially with that dancing at the end. What the hell was that? That's like me but worse. And at 4, Fazbear Frights. FNAF 3 is one of the scariest games in the series, period, no question. So, imagine what it would be like if you were stuck there in real life. A part man, part animatronic killing machine constantly after you. Sounds like it should be easier since you're only dealing with one real character, but Springtrap is nuts, man. He wasn't dead at that point, so it's still William's killer instinct coming after you like you stumbled into the wrong area while looking for the bathroom at your birthday party. And the whole location is in disarray. It's ruined. And for some reason they thought it was a good business decision to release an animatronic that was kept sealed in a room for 30 years and must have smelled horrible to the public. They knew it was a bad idea because they themed the joint as a horror experience. At least if it wasn't Henry. If it was Henry, then he must have let him out in order to finish him. Or let him out by accident while checking to see if he was in the room. Which is the more likely scenario since it would be easier to kill him if he was stuck in the room. But that would also mean that Henry hired you as the guard as basically a sacrifice to William so that he would stay in the FNAF 3 location. Oh man, that just got worse. And at 3, Plush Traps Hall. FNAF 4 was the introduction of the nightmare animatronics, making it the scariest game for some. However, the real horror comes from Plush Trap's hallway. In this minigame, Plush Trap sits on a stool at the opposite of the hallway. Your goal is to let him get closer and eventually flash your light at him while he's on the red X. This is such a bad idea. You're trapped in this tiny hallway with an animatronic killer that you have to willingly let get closer to you. Why? Why can't you keep your light on it until you can rip it apart and bury the pieces in different zip codes? Turn the goddamn light on for fuck's sake. Why put your life at risk? I know it's just a game, it could just be a nightmare, but if it's not a nightmare, why are you being so dumb? I don't care if you're a kid. When I was a kid, if I'm scared or in danger, I turn the light on, even if it won't help. But if light is the one thing keeping this thing from attacking you, why are you willingly playing with fire? That's stupid, and that makes this minigame scary, but you know what? You also deserve it. And at 2, Corn Maze. The Corn Maze from the Curse of Dreadbear DLC for Help Wanted is the scariest minigame I've played, at least until you understand how it works. In the maze, you run around looking for keys. Each key works with the corresponding colored door. Collect all 4 and a brown and purple glitched key appears that opens a secret ending in the cellar. But this entire maze is creepy as hell, with Grim Foxy knowing your location at all times unless you're hiding behind a cardboard cutout, making him unable to see you but knowing you're in the area. The worst part about this maze though is the crows. They're on the ground periodically in clusters that will make a loud caw and fly away if you step on them. Not only do they scare the absolute bejesus out of you, but they also alert Foxy to your location, making him speed up his search. But once you know about the letting him see you and then hiding strategy, you're mostly okay. Now I just gotta watch out for the other jump scares, like the damn frickin' crows. The hell? Yo, my game is glitching. What? Play area not found? What? I gotta redraw this already? What? I don't know if the game is going or not. Finish. Why did my play area suddenly disappear? That's not okay. What? Okay, here's another key. Oh, frack. He's like right out front. And I also can't hear my game anymore. Why can't I see? I can't hear my game. No! No! Why? I can't hear my game. Finally, in at number 1, Nightmare Hallway. The final spot has got to go to the hallway from Curse of Dread there. It could have been the real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that was shown through coordinates thanks to Scott's website having a load of 8 and 7s in its source code, but Amanda used that in part 1 so it feels wrong to use it again. The hallway is the first of the Spooky Mansion levels in the Help Wanted DLC, and it's easy to see why it's the worst. A long hallway with multiple invisible doors on the walls that you can't see until they're open, and if you're next to one when they do open, you get jump scared. Foxy will face opposite you at random times, and if you move while you can see him, you'll get jump scared. That's not that bad, but you don't know when you're going to see Foxy. Then once you're halfway down the hallway, a door from where you started opens, releasing Nightmare Freddy along with the Freddles, who will walk up to you from behind at a constant rate, meaning that if you stand still for too long, thanks to Foxy, the doors, or a combination of the two, you'll get jump scared. And when he's close to you, you see his shadow when the lightning flashes, making things even worse. This is probably the hardest minigame in the DLC, and that's one of the reasons I didn't play it. I hate VR horror, but that just feels like too much for me. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary FNAF locations part 3. Which location do you think is the scariest, and would you go to a Fazbear location in real life if all these stories were true and publicly known? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.